You ever hear of the saying, anything will come too easy, no good? So that applies to those fast romances as well. And I have a special warning for those immigrants. You come to the United States, and if you met anybody here, especially a US citizen or legal permanent resident, and you're thinking about getting married, doing the whole 9 yards, think twice before you jump into doing that. The reason I say that is that many of my clients, I deal with clients who were being mistreated by their US citizen or legal permanent resident spouse. And many of them, that's how the romance started. They met their spouse while visiting the US on a visa. During the courtship phase, the spouse, the US citizen or green card holder spouse, said all the right things, did all the right things, courted them in the right ways, and made the right promises. One of those promises is, we're going to build our lives together. I'm going to have your back, and I am going to make sure that you get legal status. The US citizen or legal permanent resident spouse, they usually, convince the immigrant spouse to overstay their visa because, of course, they're going to fix everything with the marriage. And then they either get married to them or they convince them to overstay and don't end up getting married. But at the end of the day, is after they get married, they become a whole different person. And all the promises that they made go out the door. In some cases, they become controlling, manipulative, and they use the immigration status of the immigrant spouse against them. And so I think it's my obligation to also warn you about scenarios like this. So if you're coming, you're visiting, and you have a US citizen or legal permanent resident, um, significant other who's they're now trying to convince you to overstay your visa, to stay and get married, think twice. Make sure that you really trust them, that they are going to commit to what they promise, to build a life with you. Because in many cases, it does not end that way, and it doesn't end happily for the immigrant spouse.